So one question we have a tendency to love to ask people is, what turned you on?
Lots of things turn me on.
First thing that comes to mind. I mean, we've had everything from like a bed to very specific
people that are funny and smart.
Yes.
Like really, really clever comedy, and yeah, I like to laugh.
Nice.
And it helps if that person has champagne.
Hey guys, it's Kitty Gansomil. I am here with Working the Tease. We have just finished our Pinups for Vets tribute to Blonde Bombshells, and I am interviewing the finale, Miss Audrey Deluxe. So Audrey, you've been in the burlesque scene for quite a long time. Can you give us a little bit of your background?
I'm from New Orleans, and I started doing burlesque around 1999, 2000 there, and then I moved here in 2002, Los Angeles, and I've been performing and producing shows ever since I landed here.
Yay! Now, in terms of shows that you've produced, you have some big ones. Do you want to tell us about them?
I would love to.
Yes, please.
Well, first, I created the original Burlesque Bingo, which has been running now for about close to 15 years, and it's the striptease game show where we take it off and you win. And I take it to the Atlantis Resort every year.
Atlantis in the Bahamas.
Yes, in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Usually twice a year, so I've got that coming up in 2.5 weeks. And then as soon as I land back home in LA, I wake up the very next morning and go to Viva, Las Vegas, Rockabilly Weekend, which is the world's largest Rockabilly festival. And I produce all the burlesque there and all the glamour stuff, the fashion and swimsuit contests and all of that. So I work for Viva Las Vegas, and that's huge for us.
Yes.
So I'll do about 13 shows in 4 days.
Now, you were telling me that you're going to be doing 2 shows simultaneously. Is that correct?
It's pretty insane. In fact, I'm wondering, I want to put it out there, see if anyone else does this.
Yes.
Who else can do 2 shows at one time? I know there has to be other crazy people other than me, but yes, I do. On Friday night of Viva Las Vegas, we do the Burlesque Showcase, the world famous. I bring in some of the most incredible headliners from all over the world, and we do 3 shows on Friday night. So we do a 6:30 show, a 9 o'clock show, and 11 o'clock show.
Yeah.
So on the 9 o'clock show, I open the show with my performance, rush off stage, put on my bingo clothes, run across the casino, host a whole bingo show, run back across the casino, put my original costume back on, and run out for a curtain call. So I do 2 shows at one time. Who else can do that?
That's super impressive. Taking off your clothes simultaneously at 2 points at one time. So.
And then I do it 2 more times throughout the night.
Yeah. So how did you get into burlesque? What was the background on that? I mean, growing up in New Orleans, of course, you have a history of burlesque, but...
Yeah, like I've always just, you know, Bourbon Street, I was always really fascinated with like the mid-century strippers, and they always have these like big bombshells like spray painted up on the windows. And I was just really fascinated with that, and it kind of went hand in hand with my fascination with the mid-century sex symbols of Hollywood, Maryland, most specifically. But then also Jane Mansfield and Mamie Van Doren, the 3 M's, and so I just love that super like ooze sex, big blonde, you know. So that was kind of my inspiration for getting to it. I was part of a theater group, and there was a new burlesque show in town, and they asked me to audition. I was like, oh no, I'm a real actress. I don't think I could do that. But apparently I can.
It has been
for about 15 years now.
Making a living doing it, so there you go. You have traveled around quite a lot doing it.
Yes.
Where have you performed?
I have performed all over Europe, London, France, Germany, Belgium, Spain. I go to New York a few times a year. I go to New Orleans. I'm going to Chicago. As soon as I get back from Viva Las Vegas, I go to Chicago.
Like, what is the most unusual place you've performed burlesque? Do you have that crazy burlesque story? Because I feel like we all have like worked at a crazy party that you're like, you can't believe this happened.
I feel like probably most of my life is so crazy. They all kind of blend in. I would say recently I did a Thanksgiving party for a porn star in her house, and so I came out and they wanted me to do my go-go majorette act, which I twirl tassels and pecans at the same time.
Oh, okay. That's
so I go
impressive.
out. It's kind of crazy, and so I walk out, and then it's just a beautiful house, and all of these people eating their Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm like, twirling around them and tassels in their face. And so that was just this past Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That one was kind of unusual, but I feel like, I don't know, that's probably not even the craziest. I've been doing it so long, I can't remember. Plus, I drink a lot of champagne.
Now, have you heard about the website Send Glitter to Your Enemies?
I have.
Now, in case you are not familiar with this, it is the site where literally you can send packages of glitter to your enemies because they consider it to be such a horrible thing. As glitter, of course, is known as the herpes of the craft world that many people talk about. Do you have an opinion one way or the other on this website?
I would love if people sent me glitter because I spend so much on it. So it would be like free for me.
Well, thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Ta-da!